Hello, and welcome to Random Game Night here on twitch.tv/DruidsFire. We're going to do something fun on Mondays and Saturdays. Schedule pending. Microphone, stop misbehaving. We're going to let the dice decide what I play. And we're going to start here. This little graphic I just made. And I'll show you the graphics. They're not all complete because I haven't completely thought this out. Also, there's a lot more that I want to do with this to kind of parse it out. For example, when a game gets chosen, I want to get my stream deck, which... Can I pull this up so you can see it? Maybe not. But my stream deck, come here you, which currently looks kind of like this. Let's not break the electronics, Druid. Yeah. Make it so that when a game is selected, when the dice pick their game of the evening, that I basically click on things, and the thing will... Gosh, this is dirty. Hello? That I can just press buttons on Stream Deck and it will automatically switch the Twitch channel around to match what was chosen, etc. ad nauseum. Okay. So that's the plan, but there's a lot more work that needs to be done with it. So, yes. So what I did is I took this basic graphic, which is a still of the video playing in the background, and made a template. It says Random Game Night, and the cover is going to be the games chosen by the dice. This set of polyhedrals, by the way, is a metallic set that I had purchased at Gen Con some years ago and had set them out and made art of them to use in art for a friend who's a gamer. Actually, the beautiful person whose music is the beginning and intro. Well, actually, it's not just his music. It's his old band's music. It's Cordovan. Surprise. But I made him some art. Drew a picture of him as a duck because his gamer handle is normally Mock Duck. And so his, like, Cordovan's, hair with a ponytail and, his glasses and, the duck bill, so why not? And then him holding out a set of polyhedrals. And it's that actual set that I used to model for the art. Only I originally did them in this blue color, which is the original color of the dice that I got, because of course I'm going to buy blue dice. But from my understanding, his favorite color is green. So I repainted them and made them green for his art. But this is the original. And so here's how it's going to work. Is every slide is going to have a series of numbers 1 through whatever, and I'm going to roll with these real dice the appropriate number of dice to make this happen. Now, in cases where there's like 1 to 7 and there's no D7, open, that's me. And of course, now the thing doesn't want to open. I will, for example, roll a D8, and if it rolls 8, then I'll just re-roll it again until I get something 1 through 7. If it keeps rolling an 8, that'll be weird. And so basically, the dice will decide what happens. So the various choices we have, just so you can all see them all, we're going to go through the entire group and then we'll roll the die. Now, you won't be able to see me roll the die. This is a trust exercise. You'll just have to trust me when I say that I'm rolling a die and that it picks the appropriate thing. Now, one of the rules is I didn't pick every single damn character in every single damn game. Also, in Final Fantasy XIV, I currently want to focus on the MSQ, so I don't want to actually do side things, but once I complete the Realm Reborn content, then I will add these, go clean up the old jobs sort of bullshit to the party. And of course, there will always be duty roulettes because those are fun. And a cat. Anybody want a cat? Come here. Come here. Yeah, but he's like, what's on my desk? What's on my desk? Hi, kitty. He's really curious about them. He's like, what are these cool things on the desk? Oh, he's batting at the dice. This is gonna go very well. The kitty just rolled an 18 with a d20. Just saying. Uh-oh. Oh, he just rolled a d20. He just rolled a 20, a natural 20. Okay, Thief, you're not allowed to play with the dice. No, you're not. Okay. I'm going to hide them so you can't see them. All right, so we have this first screen, which will pick which game. And then we're going to go in sequence. So Arc is going to be very simple. Arc will just be which server am I going to be on. And if I go to the Crystal Isle server that I personally run, it'll be either working on my personal base or on the community stuff that I'm doing. Next up we have DDO. And yes, I have a shit ton of alts in DDO, because unlike most DDO players, I don't actually TR my characters every 5 seconds. So, and I will note that a couple of these characters are actually bank alts. So we're going to have to do some inventory management to make them work right. God, Thief, what are you howling about, boy cat? I'm also going to check and see my GPU is not spiking. I'm not getting any drop frames. So hopefully Twitch is just being twitchy right now. Okay, so after DDO, again, we're going to roll. So here's the thing about how I'm going to roll 22. Because obviously there's no D22. What I will do is I will roll a D20. Because if I roll a D20, if I roll like 2d10 plus 2, it's gonna be a minimum of 3, right? That's the lowest possibility. What is going on with Twitch tonight? Helionics! You gotta be lurking. Alright, so I'm gonna figure out how to roll D22 with the dice that I have. I just have a simple set of polyhedrals. I don't know about you, but is the Twitch thingy misbehaving? I do actually have Final Fantasy XIV up right now because I wanted to make sure if it was chosen that I would beat the queue. Because, you know, the FF14 queue is a little bit of a bitch sometimes. And I had to wait like an hour to get in, so, you know, on my server. Alright, so Orion, we'll figure this one out if it's chosen. And I only play on the Orion server, so if DDO is picked, it's going to be going straight to character selection. And then LotRO, we're going to have a choice of 5 servers. My main Landreval, Anor is where I normally play. Doing the legendary experience with 60% XP. And then we got Treebeard, Shadowfax, and Evernight. Evernight's new for me. I don't actually play on Evernight. And the goal here is to actually start getting an EU thing going on. So I think one of the first things I'm going to do on Evernight is inventory manage, because I do tend to roll Hobbit gifts there when they do special Hobbit gifts. So I'm going to clean up the inventory. Alright, and then, so here's what we're going to do. Is if Landreval is chosen, I have 16 of my 33 alts that I've chosen to represent my gameplay. Some of them are the same classes, like Phoenixa, Star Phoenix, and Tyrion are all captains. Sapphire and Ithilris are both hunters. Nathaniel is my Bjorning, not my Bjorning, he's Bjorning on another server. He is my brawler. Or actually Fisticuffs is my other brawler. So I've got a selection of high-level stuff, a couple of low-level stuff, but mainly most of these are 120 and above. Alright, and if Landy is not chosen, but instead... Hello, XSplit, stop being a butthead. Okay. If Shadowfax is done, then we're going to do something interesting, right? Is if I roll a 1, I'm going to continue playing my original character there, which is level 29, and is set to Deadly 0. Alright? Otherwise, we're going to play one of the other 2 characters. Kiriana is a champion. And when I say speed demon run, that basically means using all of my XP boosters, going through it as quickly as I possibly can, minimizing the amount of extra quests that I do. No stopping for flower picking in places, and well, not that server can get to North Sicilian anyway. But basically, the idea is to get through the content as quickly as possible. So, whatever means necessary, I will be using my XP boosters. And if I have any that I've already purchased, I'm not going to buy extras for it. But if I have any that just happen to drop or whatever, or I get them in normal gameplay, then yeah, we'll use those. The other is, I think Kirain is a hunter, actually. And that is set for an epic-only run, which means only the epic story. One thing to note about all the characters on Shadowfax and Treebeard is they are already out of the intro. So I've already broken some of the rules about that, but the other 2 characters on Shadowfax will not be on Deadly. They'll just be normal, just to plow through. All right? Because I'm not that interested in getting the rewards for doing the Deadly thing. I mean, it was a nice challenge for a while, but quite frankly, I got kind of tired of it. Especially if I was playing a class that I'm not too familiar with, like Captain. I mean, I'd get better with it over time, but I'd rather do that with like Champion or Hunter, which I'm not doing, okay? On this server anyway. Alright, and then Treebeard is going to be a little bit different. The main character will be Phoenix with no XP boosters. So this will be Treebeard with native Treebeard XP, alright? And then we'll do Kiriana the champion with the Deadly 0 run. And then Kirain the hunter with the no cosmetics run. So none of the amazing pile of cosmetics that I have on my account. She can only use, she will never, she's currently set with cosmetics, so I'll take them off. But she will only look like whatever stuff she gets in-game. It's going to be so much fun, actually. I think it'll be cool. And then next we are going to, I think I'm missing one, actually. I am missing a file. Where did it go? Where did it go? Because after the LotRO's stuff, the only other game I have listed here is World of Warcraft. So did I bring the WoW file in? I don't think I did. Actually, it's not even in this full... Oh, here it is. Durr. I just didn't import it into XSplit. So, hey, let's just show... We'll do this in live. Alright. This goes here. This goes here. Alright. And I'm going to put this in order so I keep things straight. There's a method to my madness. Where are you? Oh, nope. Alright. So, next we have World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft, basically, I'm either going to play Horde or Alliance and Horde. It just kind of happened this way. All of my Horde alts wound up on Doomhammer, which is a primarily Alliance server. Go figure. And all my Alliance alts wound up on Bronzebeard. So, that's the thing. So we're going to be doing that. And so once we select a server, then we're going to select an alt for that server. So this is what I have for my Alliance alts. Except I clicked the wrong button. I did click the wrong button again. There we go. So these are my Alliance alts. That would be one of every... Basically, I chose one of every class. Alright? So I've got a Paladin, a Hunter, Death Knight, Druid, Mage, Priest, Demon Hunter, Warrior, Shaman, Monk, Rogue, and Warlock. And again, on the Horde side, we're doing the same thing. Is we have Paladin, Hunter, Mage, Death Knight, Priest, I fucking found that name. Kiriana. How was that available? It actually wound up being freed up at one point. Okay, Warlock, Rogue, Demon Hunter, Shaman, Druid, Monk, and yes, I did get the name Thunder Fury. Thunder Fury was available on Doomhammer. How the fuck? So yeah, I got that. And that's how that's gonna work. So let's go back to the beginning. Let's go back to the beginning. All right, so let's do the thing. So we're gonna roll a d8, which is this beautiful thing. And if it rolls an 8, I'll just roll it again, because I don't think I'm going to be rolling a constant series of 8s. So, here we go. D8 is a number 1. We're playing LotRO tonight, chat. Wow. And here, let me show you. Number 1. Of course, yeah, no way for... I'm thinking about... I do have a spare camera. I think what I'll probably wind up doing is hooking it up and doing like a webcam so you can actually see the rolls so it's fair and square. Kill 'em! Okay, so we've chosen LotRO. We've chosen violence. Alright, so LotRO, click this, make that visible. Alright, let's choose our LotRO server. We have 5 choices. So I'm going to roll the d6, which is basically your regular die. And again, if I roll a 6, I'll just roll again. Rolled a 2. We're going to Anor tonight. This is going to be interesting because Anor isn't getting fixed until Wednesday. So we won't be able to do the epic story on Anor. But we can go do some other stuff around Scarhold. Maybe clean up some other quests and stuff like that. So that should be fun. And Anor doesn't have like a selection of characters because it just doesn't. So in the meantime, I am going to... turn on sound, and you can hear that I was logged into Final Fantasy XIV. Alas, it wasn't chosen, so we're gonna pick LotRO. So get out of the Final Fantasy. I might play it after the thing. I don't know. All right, let's boot up the LotRO's. We're going to Anor tonight. So this is actually kind of fun and interesting. So again, when I almost clicked on the wrong damn server. All right, put my dice away. I still have to figure out how I'm gonna roll a d20 too for the DDO one if it gets chosen. Maybe we'll burn that bridge when we come to it. I could actually play one of my alts on Anor. That is a possibility. So let's update our stream information. Bitrate is trash for some reason. And that's a Twitch thing. That's not even a me thing. Alright. Okay, the Lord of the Rings online. Hey, look, it's my Hobbit Hunter. Alright, chat. So here's the... See, it's so bad that I have my Runekeeper in the Haunted Burrow still. So I do have a full slate of alts here on Anor. The only one I ever really play is my main. As you can see, she's at the level cap for Anor. And right now, if I try to go to the Vales of Anduin, it's going to yeet us to Kellendim. So we're going to have to find something else to do for tonight, for the next 2.5 hours. And now, in future random game nights, it won't actually take this long to get to the point where we actually start playing a game. But that's because I wanted to explain the system this first time around. And, you know, solicit suggestions if you have any ideas on how to make it any better. This is my Mythgard captain. She is a high elf captain, and she's wearing the Rohan gear for some inexplicable reason. My original alt here on Anor is actually Ithilris, who is my minstrel. She's level 61. She's in the Mazog content, which means I'm freaking... Siege of Mirkwood is my least favorite expansion in this game. I want to get her past this so I can move on and play the content that I actually enjoy doing. And honestly, most of these alts have leveled strictly through Festival XP and crafting. We could do crafting, but that's kind of boring. For an entire 2.5 hours. Oh, it's only big. It's if you want to go falling asleep here pretty soon. We could get silver axes out of the intro. That might be fun. Silver axes have been sitting in the intro for years now. Since Anor opened. We could just inventory manage for the next 2.5 hours, but we're not going to. We're going to play something. Let me log into Phoenix and see what else we can do besides the epic quest. You got your Anor kill him? Hi, Ponton! How you doing? What's going on down in your part of the country? Huh? So we're doing what I call random game night, where I use a set of these to decide what games I'm going to play. And I've limited to 7 main games. And for each game I have some custom rules as to what happens next. So for example, if it chooses WoW, if the dice choose WoW, then I choose a server, and the server also determines which faction I'm playing, and then I choose a character within that faction, and it's one, I have one of each class on either side set up to play. And by set up to play means they're already set up to play and I haven't actually touched them in months. Alright. I have new mail from my own alt because I accidentally rolled my Hobbit present on that hunter yesterday. Ooh, that's right. I got presents. So we'll use that. Also, by the way, Hobbit presents are still live if you didn't know that. I expect they're going away with the patch on Wednesday, so keep an eye out for that. You know what? I did not even read the freaking LotRO forums today at all. Hi, kitty. Alright. Let's go see. So basically... Ooh, we could actually go back and finish the wedding. We could do that. Let me select that. So, in the Black Book of Mordor, it sends you to the Vales of Anduin, but you can't go to the Vales of Anduin because the game thinks it's a restricted zone still. So you can't go there. I can't complete those quests, and it's okay because I'm at level cap anyway, so, you know, whatever. Hi, kitty cat. Hello, cat. So I think we're going to start with the wedding tonight, but first we're going to talk to our good friend,
Could I speak with you a moment?
Went to Cranesville.
What can I do for you?
If you hit level cap here on Anor, there is a special deed you can get. Did I not? Oh, man. I need to finish that. Maybe next anniversary. Collector, Observer Durin's Day. This is the first year Anor could be an Observer of Durin's Day. Thief is very grumpy. It's one of these titles. Nope. 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 Here we go. So if you hit level 120 on Anor, I would imagine it's also the same on Treebeard and Shadowfax whenever the hell they get there. You get the frame of the dwarf holds a title, Journeyer through hills, mountains, and vales. VXP and the account-wide dwarf holds portrait, which looks shockingly like this. It looks like a couple of dwarf heads looming down like this. So it looks kind of cool. Not my favorite, of course, because as you all know, the Blaze of Hope frame is my favorite. It's always the one I'm going to use. Ski! Ski, I hope you're doing well. Alright, let's go find something. Let's go finish the wedding quest, which is ironic. So we're going to go to Minas Tirith and get us some fun stuff going on there. So it's not going to take us 2 hours to do that. So we'll find something else to do afterwards. So how is the stream doing? Because like when I take a look at it in Chrome over here, it's freezing up all the damn time. Are you folks seeing the freeze ups all the time, or is it behaving itself for you? 'Cause, I saw a few drop frames in XSplit, but like only a few of them. And my GPU is not maxed out. I do have Photoshop running in the background, but it's not using hardly any memory at all. It's behaving for a change. Okay. Okay. Alright. Let's go to Minas Tirith and listen to the amazing music by Mr. Bill Champagne. And listen to Thief Kitty howl like a banshee all damn night for reasons. He was actually surprisingly good through most of my workday. My workday was terrible, by the way. It was a Monday. Every freaking thing was going wrong. Like, every call was some sort of chaos and drama and destruction. Kitty, what are you doing? Hi. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come on. Come on. Come on. He's a butthead. He is being a right butthead tonight. Okay. Let's go to Midsummer Minas Tirith, which is the cool Minas Tirith. Hi. Hello, kitty boy. Hi. What do you want? Wait for everything to populate in. And of course, as you know, you can still do the epic quest here. We could actually do missions, but you know, whatever.
Gondor needs your aid.
Yes, it does. Let's go to the high stables. Get over here. Get over here. Come on. One of the things, by the way, when I had Final Fantasy on in the background, you know, trying to beat the queue, I did have, Final Fantasy is now running in 4K, because it can do 4K, so it was up on this monitor as opposed to this one, which is where everything normally is. Because this monitor, this new one here, donated by work, cannot do 4K, it's just regular high def. Yeah. Hi, kitty. Cat hair. Hi. I figure he's far more entertaining than I am. Alright, lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Or he's just gonna rub up against the microphone. Stop that. Stop that. You're gonna make people, like, take off their earphones or whatever. Alright, we're gonna go get the fireworks, if you recall the wedding. The famous pile of fireworks. This box is a box of holding. Ah, I still have a cat. Ah, get off the thing. Wait, he was downstairs. He was down a level. And there were some really nice housing decorations that came out with some festivals, so I'm looking forward to those. And I love these blue things right here. Yeah, I love those. I really do need to get some alts to Moria again. We did not finish Moria on the catch-up completionist yesterday. I was a little bit disappointed. I was so excited to finally get out of Moria, and then I realized, first of all, there was a quest right there with Svanner that I completely forgot. So we're gonna have to do that, and it's a really good one because I started the quest and realized there was a really good cutscene in it. So I was like, nope, we're gonna back out of this and leave it for the stream. And also, I need to finish the Forgotten Treasury deeds, so yay for those.
I am sorry there were so few fireworks to gather up.
So few? Are you kidding me? The box is the TARDIS.
But on to other matters.
Alright, let's go find Gimli downstairs. Because shenanigans are abounding, chat. So how was everybody's Monday? My work was a Monday. Hi, Azin. How are you doing? You're here for the very first edition of Random Game Night, which the dice chose LotRO. Because, yay. And I'm on an elf hunter. So that should be cool. We're about to play through a wedding. I'm glad you're feeling better, because when you said you weren't feeling well, I was like, oh.
How may I help you, friend?
How may I help you? There is a stable master there. It says the soldier's tier, but I'm not sure I trust this.
Gondor needs your aid.
Interesting, you click the box 7 times out any number of times? Really? Interesting, Mr. Pumpkin. Alright, let's ride a war steed through Minas Tirith because we hate ourselves. Let's go! Ah, nose is itching. Thank you, cat hair. By the way, if you were here that one night when my Twitch, forget what I was playing. Like for 3.5 hours and like 15 minutes before the end of the stream, it cut out. And we wound up having to, Twitch, it was actually a Twitch thing. Oh man, I love this song. It is so beautiful. By the way, the lady who's singing, her name is Tara Cataldo. No, Cataldo. And you can find her on Twitch and on YouTube. and Twitter as Terra C Music. T-E-R-A-C Music. The letter C. Get up there. Oh, wait, the guards won't let me up there. Never mind. I was looking for Earendel. There's the Pleiades. There's the moon. So Earendel's probably behind the Tower of Ixthelion. Alas. What time of night is it, anyway? It's not the Blue Theater. It's evening. That's unusual. Anyway, if you're in Minas Tirith, midsummer at night, closer to early evening, when the moon's just rising, look over to where the moon is, and you may very well find Elrond's daddy, Initiative Fingerlot, with the Silmaril on his brow. Which is like one of the... Like, when I first saw that, because I was playing through this on the official, I think, that day. And Darth Celtics, a.k.a. Bill Champagne, a.k.a. the composer, was in chat at the time, and I saw Earendel. I'm like, wait, is that Earendel? I was losing my damn mind. And he was kind enough to reach out to Maid of Lions and ask him, was that actually Earendel? And Maid of Lions replied to him and said, yeah, it was. I'm like, ah, that's so cool. Alright, wakey wakey, Gimli. I'm gonna actually find a better title for my character because that is a big, long, honkin' title. Easily Lost is actually a really good title. The Rugged, well done. Bane of the White Wizard, yeah. I like Blaze of Hope, it's a good one. I am indeed a champion of Rivendell. I'm an exalted champion of Rivendell, actually. Dispeller of Isengard, Illugus by deed. See, exalted champion. But that's still, I want a shorter title. There's one thing about a lot of the titles in the game is they're so freaking long. They take up so much real estate. I am a Fisher Queen. Nose. Cat hair. Herald of Rivendell's a good one. So a lot of these titles are only available on the Legendary server. A couple of them are account-wide, but most of them wind up being anything that says you've done a great deal, blah, blah, blah. Those are the new ones. I think. Maybe. I could be wrong. And I do have a lot of titles. These are all quest related. I'm gonna spend 10 minutes looking for a good title. I actually have Matham. I thought there was a Matham Keeper one there. I must have missed it. I am indeed a Weatherstock Steward, a Weatherstock Wayfarer, and a Weatherstock Bard. I performed with Mardi Gras Party Band this past Weatherstock, which was amazing. Alright, those are Slayer Deeds. I don't want to do Slayer Deeds. What else we got? I am indeed the Blameless. I am not actually a performer. I just have the title. I never use it because I don't think I've ever earned it. I'll be the well-met. That's one of my go-tos. Only be the well-met. There we go. Last year during wedding, you got a marriage proposal? Oh, pfft. The human champion said that since we were both there anyway? Wow.
Ah, you have found us. Hard at work. Oh.
Alright, Wake Droffley, who's right over there. They're both snoozing. Trust a couple of dwarves to write wedding lyric or wedding vows for the King of Gondor and his elf queen? I don't think so.
I have had an idea. We should.
You don't know. Alright, we're gonna go ask about the booze, because it's all about the booze. The booze.
I would be pleased to contribute a number of barrels for the wedding feast.
Okay.
Well, that is settled. Now to decide on the proper vows for the ceremony.
I remember another game that you could help somebody write wedding vows. It was in World of Warcraft if you played Alliance. You got to work with a dwarf who's named after the former composer, my friend Russell. And you work with him to pick... it's basically 16 different choices. So 4 choices, 4 choices, 4 choices, 4 choices. And then out of those 4 choices, for each segment, it makes a song. And then, you know, the game will quote the 4 options that you chose for each grouping, and plays music in the background. And the irony is Russell himself didn't compose the song that his NPC plays. And also, to make matters worse, Russell was always a horde. And dwarves, of course, are alliance characters, so he was like, I wouldn't have made myself, if I was going to put myself in the game, I wouldn't have made myself, a dwarf, I would have been a horde race. I'm like, that's what you get, dude. Alrighty. I actually just talked to him, on New Year's Eve. I sent him a, Happy New Year text from the future, because when it hit midnight here, it was only 9 o'clock over in California. And we traded pictures of each other and our cats. So he has a picture of me and Thief Kitty, and I have a picture of him and his cat Figaro. Because he's got a big floof cat. No. Cat hair. You didn't know you could do that? Well, see, that's what you get for only playing Hordes in. Yeah, if you play Alliance and you go to Twilight Highlands and hang out with the dwarves, you'll go through the quest line and you'll help Russell write a song for a wedding. And the wedding won't go well. But it'll be fun. You'll have a bad guy to be. It'll be great. You will have to do it. It's actually a lot of fun. I've done it a few times now. Alright. Let's gather up some papers.
Let us see what we've got.
Your beauty is without compare, even among all the gems of the earth. Oh my goodness. Do you like it? Together we will lay waste to our foes, and none will stand against us. Now that I see it right now, I don't know about this one. Also, I pledge to love and serve you in all things. Pretty good, not bad. My love for you gives me the strength to what? This one isn't finished. Let's see. Let's see. True men of Gondor will not forget Castamere. What is this? Who wrote this? Castamere, of course, the usurper of the throne of Gondor a long
I
time
don't know
ago.
much about this name Castamere, but I do not like it.
Corsair leaders calling themselves the heirs of Castamere causes some problems on the journey from on. I remember that. And it's a name that caused Aragorn some displeasure. It is enough for me. I don't yet know the need for someone to invoke it now. You like it not! Or you do not like it. You like it not as Final Fantasy talk. Alright, let's find out who knows about the heirs of Castamere. What do you know? They saw nothing? What about you ladies? What'd you see? Nothing? Let's ask the barkeep.
What is the trouble, friend?
Alright. Best booze for the... Okay. Best booze it is. Then speak of Castamere in my tavern? This is an outrage! I'll have you know that we of the Splinter Shirt are king's men all, and have nothing but respect for his bride-to-be. Aw, he's so nice! Such a loyal man. Nice! He'll rat out anybody who talks about Castamere and his establishment. Good man. Good man. Alright.
Nobody saw anything? Ha! I wager my axe could make them talk.
This is not my kingdom. I should not wish to overstep my bounds. Not right before a wedding, anyway. Okay. Alright, we'll go back and tell Gandalf. So our next random game night will be Saturday night, and it maybe more LotRO depending on how the dice roll. And we're going this way. We're going to go back to the stable master and go upstairs. We'll see how it plays out. So one of the things I have to do is make sure that on any random game night that I have Final Fantasy booted up ahead of time. That way we're ready through the queue, so we're not waiting for the queue. And when the episode starts. So we can always chatter while we're waiting on the dude, but you know, by the queue. I don't want to play the game.
How may I help you, friend?
How may I help you, friend? That's one way to save yourself a lot of trouble. So yeah, we are playing through the wedding in the middle because I've already started on this character, but I never actually finished it. Because I think when I was playing through the stuff on this character before, we did a lot of the regular festival stuff and never actually got time to do.
What has brought you back to me so quickly?
All right. Well, dwarf has a poet's heart, as do many of his people. Alright. Alright, so lore nerdery here. Castamere usurped the throne when the crown prince decided to marry a non-Gondorian, a Northman's daughter. And so the people of Gondor did not approve. We do not approve. And so there was a rebellion, a civil war called the Kinstrife. And, like, some other Castamere was a usurper of the throne. He was more pure-blooded, but, you know, he wasn't of the king's line. And so it took, like, 10 years for the rightful king to cast out Castamere. And Castamere's heirs vowed vengeance, blah, blah, blah. You know, people were killed. Alright. So basically, the son of the king who married the North woman came to the throne, and people kind of didn't like it. The captain of ships brought war to unseat Eldakar. The usurper ruled Gondor for 10 years until Eldakar returned at the head of a Northman army. Castamir was slain, but his sons and allies fled to Pelargir and Umbar. The underlying discontent has caused the kinstrife never truly disappeared. So, 5 will get you 10. That's kind of why we're going south, because this is a plot thread they never resolved. Yes. Alright, will the people of Gondor accept the marriage of the king to Arwen Undomiel, daughter of Elrond of Rivendell? The news you bring for this festival tells me that some, at least, may not. We should bring word of this possibility to Elisar, though it pains me to trouble him with it. Perhaps you can do this. Thanks, Mithrandir. I will do your dirty work, sir, to keep your white robes clean. So this is some Lord of the Rings lore nerdery. And so far, none of this stuff is really taken any. It hasn't like really extrapolated from the lore, from the canon. The Tale of Years, pretty much, this is the story, and it's just basically fleshing out how the Gondorians reacted to these historical events and how it may impact current events. Kind of like in the epic, you find out that certain Shadow of Angmar vanilla launch bad guy turns out to be somebody very important who could take the throne of Gondor because he is still a former king of Gondor. He never gave up his crown. He was just lost and everybody thought he was killed. But come to find out he wasn't. I like the shiny floors. Do you like the shiny floors? If you don't like the shiny floors, we can't be friends, because those are so freaking shiny. I like it! I honestly don't know of any other game that has shiny floors like this. I'm trying to think, and I cannot imagine any other floors managing the reflections so well. And by the way, this room is so gorgeous. Just saying, with all the banners of all the fiefdoms. Of course, you've got Dol Amroth with the Swan Knights and the Ship Kings. You got Lossarnak here. Our body. And then you get closer and you get the White Tree of Gondor on either side. And then you've got the banners of Anarion for Minas Anor, Tower of the Sun. And then Ithilien, banner of Isildur, who ruled Minas Ithil back in the day. And then back here, you have the banners of the king. Okay, so it's basically a fancier version of this banner. Like, super fancier, because this banner was made by an elf queen. Yeah, you wouldn't want to polish those damn floors. Hell no. And, of course, this is the elven banner. So this is the house of Arendil and the house of Elros. So, kind of like Elrond and I'm sorry, the House of Elros and the House of Elrond. Kind of. Elf Queen. Yeah, Zin. In Lord of the Rings, Aragorn, aka Strider, marries Arwen, who is an elf. The daughter of Elrond, because Elrond is an elf. And you'll actually get to see her here in a little bit, because they're getting married.
You have returned just in time. I planned to send for you.
Alright. Alright. Arwen will be a good queen, and the kingdom will come to accept her. There will be no kinstrife this time. So, the king is not worried.
Messengers from Amondine have come to the city, bringing word of a traveling party from north.
Alright, speaking of meeting people, you're about to meet her right now. Alright, go to the gates of the city, tell her, and that will be done presently. And greet the party from Rivendell, let them know they are long awaited and most welcome in Gondor. Brrr. It is very bright in this room. It is so very bright in here. You accept her? You should accept her. She's a good and wise queen. This is actually one of my favorite pieces of content in LotRO because it's such a major lore point that this happens. And to be a part of it, and then you get to see like all of these NPCs as part of the ceremony and the feast afterwards. It's like, these are characters that you've known from like day one in LotRO. It's this continuity of characters I just love about this game so much. Alright, let's go to the gates. We're gonna take this shortcut, chat. We're gonna take this shortcut. I forget if the game will let you. I think it will. Let's take the shortcut. Let my horse finish spawning in. Good lord. And there's the statue of the king we were just talking about. The one who had his throne taken for 10 years. He had to go fight to get it back. For the sound of wind, I'm surprised that the banners aren't mucking about even more. Alright, before we do the YOLO, can we see... Yep, there it is. There's the bright star, Earendil. And you gotta boop the nose. Boop the nose! Boop the nose. Boop the nosy. So, that star is Earendil, father of Elrond, who flies in a boat. His ship? Oh my goodness. No, denied. Come on. Game, let me jump off the parapet like I can in normal Minas Tirith. Alas. There is a way down from here, though. There is a way. There we go. Just have to get off the horse. And I'm not going to survive this one, unlike, on the official the other day. And that's the way you get down without having to go find the stable masters. Let's turn on Leafy Feet again. Okay, so we're actually where we need to be. We're going to turn around, and here is the party we need to talk to. A party of elves, led by the elf twins, Eladan and Elro here. I'm going to turn off nameplates. And yes, they are very bright. The bloom... let me see if I can turn bloom off. I think I have bloom turned on. There we go. That'll help. That'll help. So we've got Elro here and Eladan, the twin sons of Elrond. He's not clickable. Then we have Glorfindel, an elf from the very oldest days of Middle-earth. One of the few elves who has literally actually died and come back to life. Erestor, chief of the household of Elrond. Basically like a steward and, personal bottle washer. Can't click on her. And we have Celeborn over here. Celeborn the Wise of Lorien, and of course his lovely bride, Galadriel, most powerful kick-ass bitch on Middle-earth. Do not mess with Galadriel. Then we have father of the bride, Mr. Elrond Half-Elven, right here. We're gonna send you on 5 million different quests. And he is holding the Scepter of Enuminus, which is an heirloom of the house of Elendil. So, he was holding it until the rightful king came back. And then back here, we have the bride herself, Arwen. And you can't see her really well. She's wearing traveling attire, very sensible attire here. But she will be all prettied up later on. So, let's turn in our quest. We need to talk to Hurin, who's actually inside the gates, so let's go talk to him. She is beautiful. Wait till you see her in her wedding gown. She's pretty amazing. Alright. is Horan at the gates to Minas Tirith? He's right here. Hi. Horan looks surprisingly like Chris Pearson, ironically enough. Alright.
The party from Rivendell is outside the gate. Might you bring them our greeting?
Alright. Yeah, Huron, if anybody talks smack about it, you kick their ass. I'm being a little bit facetious because this is in the lore, this is an extremely solemn moment. Hello, fellow player. Also doing the same content. Alright, elf boys.
The journey was a long one, but we would not miss Arwen's wedding.
Alright.
Hail to you, friend of adventure.
Alright, so they're happy, but they're also sad because, okay, the reason why there's sadness, for those who aren't too familiar with the lore, is the fact that when Arwen chooses a mortal life, she will never see her family ever again. Now, elves don't live forever. There's a whole thing about how long elves can live, but basically elves don't die within the space that men consider. So for all intents and purposes, elves are immortal, but they can still die. But the thing is, elf souls, like when an elf dies, they go to one place in the halls of Mandos. When a person dies, the elves don't know where their soul goes. Elves actually get reincarnated. So if you see an elf that has the name of somebody in the past, it's the same damn elf. Elves don't reuse names. There's one or two exceptions before Tolkien codified that. But once you're dead, elf souls and human souls do not meet. So for however long from now until the end of reality, the end of the world, the last battle, Dagorlock or whatever, the very last, the end of the universe, when Turambar comes back from the dead and slays Morgoth once and for all, and this Middle Earth is over. However long that takes between now, in game, or in the books, until that future time, thousands and however many millions of years in the future, Elrond won't see his daughter ever again. She'll be dead. And truly proper dead. But that's the story. That's the love between Aragorn and Arwen was so powerful that she was willing to sacrifice her immortality in order to be with him for just a brief moment of time. I mean, she's like a couple thousand years old and he's like 80. And he's gonna die when he's like 120. So what, they get 40 years together thereabouts? But that 40 years for her was enough. She loved him that much to give up this huge amount of things because she couldn't live without him. She could not live those 40 years without him. She couldn't live the way it was is either she lived with him for those 40 years and knew huge, massive joy, the greatest joy that anybody could ever have, being, together with their soulmate. Or she would spend the rest of reality missing him. So she kind of chose the easier path, quite frankly. But on the other hand, her family is going to miss her for the rest of that time. And Arwen isn't quite the second coming of Luthien to Nuviel, who was like the greatest of all elf women of all time. Most beautiful, most perfect, the greatest of their kind, who is also dead. So it comes down to choosing 40 years of ultimate joy and bliss. But knowing that, you know, it's going to come to an end. She doesn't know the future afterwards. And her family will grieve for her for the rest of eternity. I mean, that's super powerful shit right there. That's some love. But on the other hand, her father couldn't say no, because as much as he loved her, he also respected her enough to allow her choice. Unlike in the movies, where he basically tried to trick her into going to Valinor. Alright. Alright, while we remain in this Middle Earth, we will soothe the sting of this hurt with exploration and adventure, with combat and feats of martial skill. We know you in the PvP server for like a month last year, or a year before, whenever the hell it was. Alright, so this is hinting at the tournament of the twins that happened whenever the hell it happened. Alright. And the thing is, here's the fun thing, well, the interesting thing, we don't know what happens to the elf twins. Eladan and Elro here aren't mentioned as staying in Middle-earth. They're also not mentioned as going to Valinor with their father. We don't know. Tolkien never said one way or the other. So you could write, you know, fanfic about what happened to the elf boys. I mean, they did not go on the ship to Valinor with Frodo, Gandalf, Celeborn, and actually Celeborn wasn't with them anyway. Elrond and Galadriel. Basically, the main ship that leaves at the end of the movies, right? The twins weren't on it in the books. We do know that Celeborn, back here, Celeborn does not go to Valinor with Galadriel. He stays behind for a while, but he eventually does go to Valinor as far as we know. But we don't know what happens to the two elf boys. No idea. So there's a more fanfic for you. Alright, I'm going to talk to Aristor and Glorfindel. We'll talk to Aristor first.
My Gavanen.
Hey, Gavanen. Alright. He's been the chief counsel of Elrond's household for many years, and he has long relied on my wisdom and advice. One of these that I have offered today? On the other hand, the loss of Arwen will actually be mitigated a little bit, because one of the things is Elrond, when he gets to Valinor, his wife is there. The twins and Arwen's mother has been in Valinor since she left Middle-earth after she got attacked by orcs and tortured by them some time ago. And she left over the sea a couple thousand years ago. 1,000 years ago? Couple? I don't know. I don't exactly remember when Celebrian was attacked, but Elrond has been by himself with just his kids. And one thing about elves is they don't remarry. With there's only ever been one known canon example of an elf remarrying, and it was a big deal. And it was when Fëanor, when he was born, his mother died, and his father remarried, of all elves, and that was a big freaking deal. But when elves decide to choose, it's forever. So if one of the pair dies, the other half of the pair just goes on with their life without them. And they don't find anybody else to spend time with in that regard. They don't find another husband or wife. So that's a thing. Alright. What's Glorfindel got to say?
It is good to see you again, my friend. Far
Aw.
from lands where it has been our custom to meet.
Aw. There are a few occasions that might draw somebody from the Hidden Vale to the Long Road. The marriage of Elrond's daughter Arwen Odomiel is one. She's what Elisar of Gondor, aka Aragorn. That is not the only name he wore during their courtship. Aragorn was an Estelle, and while others call him Strider, that name brought laughter to her lips and amusement to her heart. It's time for love's joy, but there's a sadness in it too. A father's sorrow for the daughter from whom he must be parted. There's another reason so many have come south, and for even amid such joy, their dear friend must lose something too, and that is a grief. Alright, let's talk to Celeborn.
I greet you once again and name you friend.
Aww. Yeah, we have walked in dangerous places. He's talking about the fact that we went and hunted in Shelop's lair for a little bit. That was not fun. Actually, no, we haven't done that yet in this character. So this content is actually after the stuff we did in the Vales of Anduin. Alright. And Galadriel,
A
most
time
powerful
of great evil has passed, and now hearts will be lightened with joy.
Alright. Now let us come, let none stand in the way of love's bounty, lest they risk my granddaughter's ire or my own. So, Arwen is Galadriel's granddaughter, therefore Galadriel and Celeborn's daughter was Celebrian, who was Elrond's wife. Elrond, my friend.
My Govanen, my friend.
My favorite lore character of all time. Alright. Alright, we'll talk to Arwen real quick. Oops, sorry. Pardon me. And of course she's got her handmaidens.
It is good to see you.
Alright. I am like a young sapling, my life just now beginning. You know, it is a peculiar situation for one of our people. So, the game recognizes that we're both elves, which is very nice.
I understand the preparations are nearly complete.
Alright. Do you see him? It is the king. And of course, this is just so adorable. Aragorn is tongue-tied. He's like speechless. He's like, So they're both experiencing a sort of youth, in this sort of joy that like it's finally happening, and this like we can finally be together. And it is our minds are our minds tricking us? All right. Let's everybody get married. Listen to the banging music that Bill wrote for this. I love it.
It was on Midsummer's Day that folk from near lands and far came to the White City to witness the great wedding.
And so this is basically, this is the scene where I first saw Eärendil and like lost my damn marbles. Because I was like, is that? And yes, it was. Okay, and the really cool thing about this is when you turn nameplates on and you see all of these names, all of them. I mean, you got the wedding party behind you, and you're going to talk to, but all of the names up here that have the nameplates, these are all NPCs you have either met, done quests for. Some of them are lore characters, like Eoreth here. She's a lore character. Dwayne here is a lore character. Damrod and Mablung are. And of course, our friends, the Grey Company. Most of them are not lore characters, but they were made up by the game. Baragond and Virgil were lore characters. Most of these folks, some of them are lore, some of them not. Like Ingold is a lore character, who are in the Tall. Over here we've got trying to find some folks that I recognize. And some of them, like Angbor is a lore character. Anborn, I believe, is also. Just like looking at all the names. And some of them don't have names, they're just elf of somewhere. And over here, you've got Glorfindel Lindir, friend of Arwen. Haldir did not die at the Battle of Helm's Deep. In fact, the only elf who was at Helm's Deep in the books was Legolas. Gildor Inglorian, the very first elf we meet in Lord of the Rings. Not the Hobbit, of course, because Elrond isn't even the first one to meet. And over here we've got some awesome friends. Elfhelm is a lore character in the Hobbits. Frodo, Merry, Sam, and Pippin. Gimli, Legolas, Faramir, Prince Imrahil, his daughter. Actually, yeah, it looks like his daughter Lothiriel. Some more of the Rangers. And Master Dagrin, you get to meet her if you do the quests in Dale, by the way. I haven't done them on this character. However, this character right here, Garthabir, is one of the few characters in the game named after a real person. This is an homage put into the game to honor a musician that Chris Pearson was extremely fond of. I believe his name was Gordie. I want to say Gordie Howe. Could be wrong. But he was the front man of a Canadian band called the Tragically Hip. And so when he passed, Chris Pearson had him put into the game. But anyway, it is time to watch these kids get married. And of course, the star is like Elrond has to be like looking up at the star going, "Hi Dad, how you doing?" All right. Take your place beside Mary. So Mary is over here. We're going to stand right next to Mary. Back up. And of course, we're the only ones wearing weapons because we're dorks like that. Oh, look, the boy's dressed up. Isn't that nice? Everybody dressed up. Even Elrond put on his best attire.
My govanen peretler, vivered toledlin.
My omenina, Estelle.
Alei melethnin swila.
Ellen sila lumen omintiavo arimeldania.
I bid you welcome. We come here in time of celebration, that we may share in the joys of peace. Let us rejoice that the war is ended, and that love endures. But remember, too, the coming of the dawn does not mean an end to all shadows. Many are those who gave their lives so we might see this day. Let us pause to remember those whose time has passed and will not come again. Now let us speak of three whose deeds are worthy of especial remembrance. Hail Theoden, King of the Mark! At the hour of Gondor's need, his horsemen broke the siege, delivering the White City from its enemies. Long will the ride of the Rohirrim be remembered in song and with glad hearts. Hail Boromir, Captain General of Gondor! Bravely did he defend his people from the threat of Mordor, with valor known to all. Yet his greatest deeds are known to few. Still, they were no less needful for Sauron's undoing. And last, hail Denethor, steward of Gondor until the coming of the king.
Emerhill's like, no.
Be still! I call for silence. Speak no ill of what you do not understand. Lord Denethor held your foes at bay, though the Dark Lord's malice tested him ever. If not for these labors, this city would have fallen ere any help could come. Few who stand here today could suffer what he endured for so long. Not even I. But let us now turn to more joyful matters.
Whoop, and it just will switch. Happy times!
The long night is over, and love and laughter come with the day. Every wedding brings cause for celebration, but no marriage more than this. For the blood of Earendil's children, long parted, shall once more be made one. Aya Elenian on Kalimar. Let the light you bear shine upon this glad union. I call upon those honored guests who wish to speak to come forward now.
Long in the years of men, but short by my counting, have I known the doom of this day. It was to be the fate of Arwen Undomiel, to part either from her kin or from Middle-earth. Now her path is set, and this joy brings great sorrow. Our roads shall not meet again ere the breaking of the world. Yet despite the pain it brings, I cannot wish otherwise. Why would I deem it so?
You know the reason, husband of my daughter. For is love not mightiest of all forces in the world?
So say the men of Gondor. We have not the wisdom of elves, but this much is clear to us. Love gives courage to stand against the hardships arrayed against us. Even courage to part from those dearest to us, son of Gondor? Aye, Lord Elrond, even so. I have now felt such love, and I know this is true.
I do not wish to speak above my place.
Say on, Frodo. None here hold a place higher than yours.
Well, I was thinking about the Shire. Most of you have never seen it, but it is my home. It is a fair green country where we hobbit folk live, untroubled by the world's great trials.
Mostly untroubled?
Well, we have come a long way from the Shire. On that journey, a friend once spoke to me of the world's perils. There are many dark places, he said, but still there is much that is fair. Though in all lands love is now mingled with grief, it grows perhaps the greater.
This is a saying of the Eldar, Frodo Baggins.
It was told to me by Haldir of Lorien, on the banks of the Silverlode.
And it's funny because Haldir's over there.
I think that love and sorrow are often entwined. and each hones the other. If we did not know both, I very much doubt we would feel either as strongly. But I have gone on for too long. Sam wished to say a few words as well.
Oh, I needn't, Mr. Frodo.
Go on, Samwise.
Ah, well, it's only a plain old rhyme, but... Age long, our garden bore no bloom. Left barren cold and buried deep. Far under snows of winter's gloom, the seeds we sowed did softly sleep. And through the wind and sullen frost, they waited well and did not fade. Now, winter dwindles, cold is lost, and sunshine rests upon the glade. Springtime dawns and sprout and shoot, limn the lawns with golds and blues. And with the summer's flower and fruit, the garden glows, awash with hues. And what to thank for all these splendors? None but the kind hands of its tenders. Care well for the plots you mind. Love things that grow beneath the soil. Foster them with thoughts most kind. And joy shall repay all your toil.
I think I'm supposed to cheer.
Well spoken, Master Gamgee. A simple rhyme indeed. Now, to the matter at hand. When two are to be wed, the rights of both elves and men call for the exchange of golden rings. Given events of recent days, however, perhaps it is best to skip this custom, unless our lovers object.
No.
Then let their hands be joined instead, and thus reveal their bond to all as they take their oaths to each other.
Though I turn from the everlasting west, I am undiminished. An hour with you brings more joy than 1,000 years apart. When you embarked upon your quest, my sorrow was as none I have ever known. Now we are again together, and so shall stay. I choose Luthien's path, bound to your fate, as was hers to Baron's. Mainuvan melmetja ter corviarenyar artenoyo.
We are as two fair trees entangled beneath the sun, rooted deep, drinking light together. My heart has belonged to you from the hour I first beheld your grace beneath the leaves. You are my hope, the sustaining flame I bore unto the jaws of shadow. The even star who guided my steps through labor and fear. Meine von Melmetja, ter corvirenyar artenoyo.
Nai alaquen embeve tulva, alaniere nexhuvavert.
Aragorn Elisar, son of Arathorn, will you wed Arwen, daughter of Elrond, and henceforth be husband unto her?
I will.
Arwen Undomiel, daughter of Celebrian, will you wed Aragorn, son of Gilraen, and henceforth be wife unto him?
I will.
Then before the Valar, and the one who stands above all others, and in sight of men and elves, and dwarves.
Oh, and hobbits, don't forget us.
And all free folk, let you be bound together, and the twin lines of Earendil be made one anew. All hail the High King of the South Realm and the North, and all hail the High Queen! Hail Elsa! Hail Udomian! And Lario! Praise them with great praise! Behold! The white tree flowers anew over the kingdom restored.
Come on, zoom in. There we go. He only had just a few fireworks, remember? Get a close-up of the queen prison. Gonna invade your personal space for just a moment, Lady Arwen. Look at her. Doesn't she look beautiful? Ah. And you can buy a version of her dress in the festival, but you just don't get like the complexity of the dress. The same with Aragorn's coat. You get something very similar that you could get. That dress is beautiful, I'm not gonna lie, it is gorgeous. And there's another one you can also get. But there we go. The wedding is over. Now it's time for the other part of the festivities. Because we have a feast to get to. Because there's always a feast after a wedding. Alright, Rodwin. Let's turn nameplates back on for a little bit. And again, this is a case of a character we ran into like a million years ago in game. Suddenly popping up. Like, we met her at Parth Galen back during when they were starting the Rohan content.
That was a beautiful wedding, and everything went according to my plan.
You were not exactly confident in yourself, lady. Alright. And we get a horse! So this is a free horse for everybody.
But what am I saying? The celebrations are not yet concluded.
Oh hey, I forgot to get that. Durr. So now I have a horse. And we're about to get a class trait point! Okay, we're gonna go talk to Marathian inside the hall. Give me just a second. And we're gonna show off the horse. Because it's a cool horse. And if you, you also get the War Steed appearances, so if you wanted to pretty this up a little bit, you could. You can't change the color of the flag, but you can change the drapery to make it look really nice. It's so pretty. It's so very pretty. I like it. I like it a lot. So yeah, you get a free horse. And by the way, Zin, even you can play this content. The wedding stuff is available once you get out of the starting instance. You could go to Minas Tirith through the stable master at Southbury and go play through the wedding and get a free horse, class trait point. Boom, done. And this isn't festival content, it's available anytime. Part of the epic. Yes, do that. Get the horse. Go get your screenshots. Everybody took like a shit ton of screenshots. It's been so much fun. We took Professor Corey through the thing, and we had a lot of fun with that too. But now comes the other half of it, which is the feast. Hi, kitty. Meow. Meow. Listen to this music. There's such great music in here. Now I'm wondering, actually, is Bill composing the music for his own wedding? He recently got engaged to a very nice lady. So it's like, all of these people who are at the wedding are all over the place. And some of them are folks that we met in the story. Some of them are folks who are from the books. And so, yes. And some are just random NPCs filling up the tables. Poor Merethian sitting next to Eoreth. Eoreth is a little bit of a chatty
Those
lady.
two hobbits insisted this be called a banquet for some reason or another.
Okay. Let's talk to the hobbits. This is fun. I love this bit. This is like the best part. Okay, it's not just the best part, but it's one of the best parts.
Long into the night, the folk of the city made merry and celebrated the union of King Elisar and Queen Arwen.
And I just love all of the details they packed into this scene, into this space. And I noticed Master Daegrin of Dale is actually watching. I'm sorry, she's not from Dale. She's of Lake Town. She's the Master of Lake Town now. Alright. Let's go talk to the hobbits, because this is going to be fun. Our friend the foodmonger. Kitty. Alrighty. Why do you sound like you're drowning or gargling your meows? Have a purr thing. And of course, we've got Celeborn, Galadriel, Elrond on one side, on Arwen's side. On Aragorn's side, we have Gandalf, Frodo, Sam, and Faramir, who's now Prince of Ithilien. That's why he's got a circlet on his head. And now his captain of the guard, Mr. Baragond, who sadly had to kill a couple of guys to save the life of his captain. Aww. I don't believe the book's ever named Yelithil, his wife, but his son, of course, was known to us from the books. Beef smells like cat food.
It does. It smells like cat food.
And some might ask, well, where's Eomer and Eowyn? Why aren't they here? They are escorting their uncle back to Meduseld in Rohan because, you know, we don't exactly have refrigeration all that much in Middle-earth, so you need to take care of your late relatives as soon as possible. So they're basically escorting the late King Theoden back to Rohan. So they were not here for the wedding. Alright. Virgil's a typical 9-year-old. I'm bored. Who knew that that Aragorn could waltz, right? Prince Thrum Redbeard. Match for Eomer, who is now king. Go, Mary! Go, Mary! Oh, Lothario wanted to hear more of Eomer. And of course, in the books, Well, Theriel marries Eomer. Okay. I've learned what else my daughter would hear of the new king of Rohan and why the speaking of his name brings such a blush to her cheeks. Oh, hello. Alright, the wine steward wants us downstairs for shenanigans. Uh-oh, some rough sorts are outside. Oh no. Oh no. Let's appease them with booze. Alright, I can do that. What are you doing, kitty? He's curled up all comfy like. Uh-oh. Rangers. Bunch of rangers right here. So we've done quests with all of these guys. And lady. The one lady ranger. I don't have the toast command on this character. Synchronized drinking! Now we'll go meet Saradan, who stayed behind, remember? Oh no, actually Saradan did stay behind. Saradan took the bodies of their fallen brethren back to Eriador. Too richly made, too covered in sauces, too soft, and there's too much of it. Oh, give me the crusty bread and old cheese of the Forsaken Inn, a day's ride east of the Bree. That's all you need, dude. You need to get out more. Alright. So all of these are NPCs we did quests with throughout the entire game. And that's just one of the beautiful things about going through this content is the game, like, the dev team remembers this. Have fun, Zen! We're almost done! We just have one more surprise. It might be scary. Oh, poor Throom. Alright. Sorry, Wine Steward. Uh-oh. Another another shot of the king and the queen. I just noticed how, like, the device on the front of her chest kind of looks like, I mean, it's floral. You know, it's like leaves and stuff. But it almost makes the shape of a bird, too. I approve of that. Alright. Oh, Faramir has a thought in his head. Let's go talk to Faramir. Not Paragon, Faramir. Faramir's up here hanging out with the hobbits. Oh, the king is more subtle than expected. Or perhaps it's the hand of his queen that makes him so. Oh, he loves Lady Eowyn. And here's where it explains to those who are like, where were they? Well, this is the lore. They went back to the Rittermark. So he's basically dithering over to whether to ask her out. He's about to get himself slapped with some hobbit sense here in a second. Frodo, of course you know he does. There you go. And we'll investigate the disturbance in just a second. But one thing I wanted to point out, how cool it was. There's the crown of Gondor sitting on the table, as well as Enduro and the scepter of Illuminus, just on the table. All right. What's going on? It's a bear! I'm told there was to be a feast. He came for the food. I need no servants. I brought my own.
I imagine my kingdom has not seen a wedding like this for many, many years.
Alright, the war's ended. They will come to love their queen. She'll be a patient guardian of God and all folk, as I will be. Together we will restore what glory there is to be had in this age, and whatever ages may come. Aww.
There were days when it seemed the shadow would never pass, but it has lifted at last.
Aww. She's gonna have to do something about that throne. There we go. Awesome. Awesome. Awesome.
It has been some time since Gondor saw such revelry.
Alrighty. Alright. And even the regular servers don't have the continuation of the story yet. They will at some point. And we have now got a class trade point to spend wherever we will. We have 3 of them now. Nice. Okay, so where are we gonna spend it, Chant? Okay, let's see what we've got. Choices. We can spend all 3 here. Could get explosive arrow. Physical tactical mitts are okay, I suppose. However, I think I was going for perseverance next because I do like me the press onward heal stuff. And that's the only thing I can get because these are cross-class. Split shot's a nice skill too. Let me see here. Heck yeah, look at Heartseeker at level 120. Kick butt. Upshot's pretty good. Quick shot. Did that get nerfed? I think that did get nerfed. First Swiss bow is really where it's at these days. Blood arrow is also really good. Okay, let's pick our perseverance. Yes, commit those changes. Alrighty, what should we do next, chat? Because, again, we cannot continue the actual epic story because we have this slight problem of it yeeting us out of the account. Or out of the area. I could open these up. Oh, I was gonna wait till I hit 121 to open that up. Which we, whenever this server goes to the next actual update. I got a Hobbit gift from the old past, so yeah, that was a thing. So those are 106s. So let me actually open this up. Put those back in there. That way it'll stack. Okay. Well. Let's see, what kind of trouble can we get into next, shall we? And it's actually almost midnight here, and yeah, we've been going for a couple of hours, not really as long as I normally go. Did start a bit later than I wanted to, because I was working on those graphics, but I think I want to get back to those graphics, quite frankly. So I want to finish up the ones for Final Fantasy XIV. And yeah, it was a rough day at work, so I think I'm gonna kick off a little bit early. I will be back on Thursday with the second episode of Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. In fact, that was the show that had the mix-up that cut out like 15 minutes before the end of the stream and had to go back and do it again. Well, what I did is the local copy saved on my hard drive was fine, and I just, you know, tweaked that and shipped it off to Twitch and updated it there. And yeah, so this character's in a good place. I really don't have anything else for her to do for like another hour, unless it's like to go running around picking up the Lost Lore books. Could do that. It's not nighttime, and it's not gonna be nighttime because it just got to morning, so we can't go do this quest. There's iron in them dar hills. So yeah, I think I'm gonna call it because actually the lights are hurting my eyes as well. So, a shorter stream than usual, but we should have a nice long-ass stream on Thursday. Catch us tomorrow night on the Signamu channel. Professor Corey will be doing Exploring Lord of the Rings. We're going to go wander around Eregion, probably Ekaduanon, I think is where we're going to start off, right outside of Moria, but we still haven't gone to Mirabelle. We're going to do that too, at some point. And yeah, we're going to have all kinds of fun. So, you know the drill, chat. Be good. And if you can't be good at it. And I will see you on Thursday, okay? Bye now. Hit the button. Boop.